Hello, everyone. The purpose of today's lesson will be to explore how to combine positive and negative numbers with the same sign. And by positive and negative numbers, I am referring to integer rules. So today we are only going to be exploring one rule, integer rules with the same sign. And as you can see on this little infographic, it says that we have to keep the sign the same and add the numbers. So even if we're talking about negative numbers or if we're talking about positive numbers, one thing that will not change is that we are expected to add the numbers and keep the sign the same. So let's look at our first question. We have the numbers -2 and -5, and we're going to combine them together. So according to the rule, we are going to ignore those negative signs and we're just going to add the numbers. So I know that 5 plus 2 is 7. And because both of these numbers are negative, we're actually going to keep the sign the same according to our rule. So we've added the numbers and kept the sign the same. Now just let's look at a number line to explain how this works. So -2, that's where we're going to start. Our starting point is -2, and we're going to combine -5. So when we are moving in the same direction, when we have two integers that have the same sign, we're going to move to the left. So -2, we're going to go move left by 5. One jump, two jumps, three jumps, four jumps. And you can see on the fifth jump, I'm landing at -7. So the rule actually, what it's describing is that we are combining a -5 by moving left on the number line. Whenever we have two negative numbers, we're always going to move towards the left. Now, if I change this slightly and made the -2 positive and the -5 positive, so now my question would be +2 plus 5, or combining a +2 and a +5, the rule stays the same. I still add the numbers, +2 and +5 would be 7. But keeping the sign the same would turn my answer into a +7. And we're going to explore why this is the case on the number line. So this time we're starting at +2. And if I'm going to combine that with a +5, that means I'm adding. So I'm going to move towards the right on the number line when I'm talking about positive numbers or combining positive numbers. So I'm going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And you can see when I'm moving 5 positive spaces, I'm going to also land at 7, but this time it's a +7, not a -7. So the number line can really help you if you're having a hard time visualizing the integer rule. Now let's try again for a new set of numbers. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So I have the question -6 and -3. Now, if I combine, so I want to add the numbers 6 plus 3, well, I know that 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. And if I put the second part of that rule, keep the sign the same, then my answer is going to be a -9. So let's visualize this on the number line. This time I'm going to start at -6. And I'm going to move to the left because when we're combining negative numbers, we're moving to the left of the number line. You'll notice towards the left, the numbers get larger and larger, and that's why we're not moving to the right because the numbers on the right are getting smaller. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 steps to the right, and that brings me to -9, which was my answer. Now, if I want to move from combining negative numbers to combining positive numbers, I have to change this to a +6 and combine that with a +3. And two positive numbers, when we're adding positive numbers, we're going to get a +9 as our answer. So let me just get this out of the way. So let's see if that is true if I move to my number line. So this time I'm going to start at +6 and I want to move 3 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3. And that allows me to arrive at +9. Now, why am I moving to the right and not the left? You can see on the positive number line that as we move towards the right, the numbers are getting larger. But if we move towards the left, the numbers would be getting smaller. And when you're combining numbers with the same sign, you want to get larger. That's the whole goal. Okay, we have 2 more questions. Let's see if our rule holds up. This time I have -7 and -8, larger numbers. I know if I add 7 plus 8, I'm going to get 15. But I can't forget, keep the sign the same. So my answer is going to be a -15. Let's see if that holds up on the number line. So I'm going to start at -7 and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces. 8 spaces to the left because I'm talking about negative numbers, and that indeed turns into the answer -15. Now, if I changed my question to combining positive numbers, then for sure, because I would move right on the number line, my answer would also be positive. So let's test that out. This time I'm starting at +7. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces to the right, and that will land me at +15. Last question is -4 -4, or we can say -4 combined with a -4. You might want to think about it like that instead of saying -4 -4, because there are 2 negative numbers, and what we want to think of it as combining negative numbers. So here we had +15. I know 5 plus 4 is going to be equal to 9. And when we combine 2 negative numbers, we're going to get -9. Similar to when we combine -6 and -3, we also got -9. So let's make sure that this is correct. I'm going to start at -5 this time. And remember, I need to move 4 spaces to the left. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. Brings me to -9. Now, if I change this to +5 combined with +4, then my answer would combine to +9. Let's start with +5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That brings me to +9, moving to the right. And then we're combining positive numbers. So that is our lesson today about combining negative numbers. Next time we are going to explore what happens when we combine a positive number with a negative number. Thank you for tuning in.